Hello everyone, welcome to Data Discovery. Today in this video we are going to learn about the performance matrix and confusion matrix. While solving classification related problems, we used to get the result in the format of if binary classification if we are solving, we used to get it in the format of 1 or 0. So for the classification related problem, we used to get it in the format of actual and predicted. So if for example actual I got as 1, okay, these are some five type of the rows, and just I'm taking 1 0 1 1 0. So actually it is 1 but my predicted is 0. Actually it's 0, even my predicted is also 0. Okay, let's keep it as. So over here we can see there are some results even the actual and predicted are finding same, right? But there are some results in which my actual is 1 but my predicted is 0. So what we used to do? So how well the model is performing, how we can get to know. So for that purpose, this performance matrix and confusion matrix comes into the picture. So everybody has the question like whether it can be solved only for binary classification. Definitely no, it can be solved for the multi-class classification also. For regression, classification, cluster, for every type of the algorithm that we are solving in machine learning, deep learning, each and everything we need to undergo whether our model is performing is well or not. So for that purpose, this performance matrix and confusion matrix comes into the picture for the classification purpose. But if for example if we are solving regression type of the problem statement, for that purpose also to calculate the performance, over there also we have r1 square, r2 square, adjusted r square. There are multiple performance matrix also to calculate loss, actual minus predicted. Over there also we are having. So for each and every related problem statement, regression, classification, clustering, we have the performance. So now in this video we are going to solve specifically related to classification related to problem statement. So over there performance matrix and confusion matrix we are going to solve it. So let's start with the video. So in many of the research paper, this confusion matrix over here how it's been mentioned, it will be almost same. In some of the research paper you can see this true positive, false positive and false negative might be interchanged. So don't be confused between the two. Okay, in some of the research paper it used to mention like that. Okay, so positive, let's take it as 1, negative 0. So first we'll just start with this block, true positive, in which my actual value is true and even my predicted value is also true. So that's why it's true positive. So if my actual and my predicted is same, then definitely my model is good. So if my true positive increased, okay, if my true positive has the highest number of value, then definitely my model is performing in the good, and even it's on the higher side. But even we need to check with the other problem statement, true, false positive and false negative, what is the value related to it. It should be less, or else my model is not performing that much good. And even one more thing, true negative, so my model actual value is 0, and even my predicted is also 0. So that is also a good sign that my model is performing good. So if the value true positive and true negative, if I'm having the highest number of value compared to all the metrics, then definitely my model is on the good side. Okay, so this is this type of identification like whether my model is performing good or not. So there are certain formulas also, that also we will go and start in this after completing with this confusion matrix. So that is nothing but accuracy, precision, recall, f1 score. False positive is nothing but my actual value is negative but my predicted is 1. Okay, that if my value is more, if for example, then definitely my model is on the bad side. Like it might, my performance will be decreased. That is a sign in which, so every time we need to maintain the false positive in less number of values. Okay, your false negative. Actual is value 1, but my negative, but my predicted value is 0, so it's been false negative. So that is also called as a bad sign if we are having highest number of values. So now, as of now, we have for the 5 rows, we have calculated the actual and predicted. Just an example, so just we will put it in this confusion matrix. So actual is 1, predicted is 0. So it's actual 1, predicted is 0. It's nothing but my false negative. So let's keep it as false negative as 1 count. Over here actual is 0 and even my predicted is also 0. So it's nothing but my it's nothing but my true negative. Actual 0 and even my predicted also negative. So let's keep it as 1. Okay, I'll write it here. 1 1, and then actual is 1, predicted is also 1. It's nothing but my true positive. Actual is 1, my predicted also 1. So let's keep it as 2 count. Okay, actual is 0, my predicted is 1. So over here actual is 0, my predicted is 1. It's nothing but my false positive. You can see, you can check it over here. So as of now, I am having 2 plus 1, 3, and over here 2. So you can directly check it. My true positive and true negative, if I check the count, it's actually more compared to false negative and false positive. So it's a good sign, but how good is my model? So for that we need to undergo with accuracy, precision, recall with that part. But as of now we can able to find it out, what is true positive, what is true negative, and what is false positive and all. So there will be most important statement in the interview calls related to asking type 1 error and type 2 error. Okay, so type 1 error is nothing but false positive, type 2 error is nothing but false negative. Okay, the predicted value is positive but it is false, and the predicted value is negative but it's positive. So this is nothing but the type 1 and type 2 error. It's the most important interview question you must need to know. So as of now, let's take one type of revision. Okay, so true positive and true negative should need to contain the highest number of values in the overall matrix compared to false negative and false positive. So if it's performing in that format, then our model is in the good side. But how good the model is performing, for that purpose we need to undergo with accuracy, precision, recall. So let's start with that part. So now, as per the confusion matrix, we have gone through this true positive, true negative values, like how we need to calculate it and what is that. So now let's start with what is accuracy, precision, recall. So this all are the performance matrix, how good the model is performing. So by using this, we could able to identify it. So let's start with it. Okay. So accuracy, it's like by default matrix to show any performance related to solving related classification related problem statement. If you are solving related to it, then accuracy is the must to take it. Okay. So what is that? Accuracy measures the proportion of correct prediction, both true positive and true negative, out of all prediction. Okay, so there is one more formula is also called as error rate. So what is this error rate? Error rate is nothing but 1 minus accuracy. So if for example, by using some classification problem statement, you are getting accuracy at 80 percentage. So whether your model is performing good, whether your model could able to deploy or not, for that purpose we need to go undergo towards precision and recall. Later to problem statement it differs. Okay, and to find how much the error, if your model is performing 80 percentage, then error is 20 percentage. So by using this you can able to get it. So accuracy is equal to true positive plus true negative, divide by true positive plus true negative, false positive and false. This is nothing but all the values of the confusion matrix. I hope you have went through this confusion matrix previously. True positive and true negative was here, false positive, false negative. Okay, so this all are the values how we need to calculate. From the last video we could able to get it. So by that we could able to find this accuracy. So accuracy, another way of representation, is correct prediction divided by all prediction. So correct is nothing but true positive and true negative need to be highest amount, right? False positive and false negative we don't consider in accuracy. But there are some problem statement in which false positive need to be considered, and there are some problem statement in which false negative need to be considered. Okay. So on that, for that purpose, this precision and recall comes into the picture. So what is this precision? Precision is nothing but it tells us how many of the predicted positive case were actually correct. It's nothing but TP is true positive divided by true positive by false positive. Okay, it's nothing but what proportion of the predicted positive, what proportion of predicted positive is actually a true positive, is actually a true positive. So this is called as precision. Recall is called as a sensitivity, another way of representation. Sensitivity, true positive rate. Okay, both the terms is also referred to as recall itself. So it's nothing but recall measures how many of the actual positive case were correctly predicted. It's nothing but true positive by true positive plus false negative. It's what proportion of actual positive is correctly classified. So, in some problem statement, precision need to be a good amount than recall. So, all the metrics will be calculated, but which need to be given the higher weightage is that domain expertise will be saying that on this problem statement the precision need to be good. Like as I have said, false positive need to be if false positive is in lesser amount and false negative is in uh, the values are quite more, then it's fine. So this all has been decided by the domain expertise. So this is the most important performance matrix for the classification problem statement. In the similar way, performance can be used even in regression problem statement also. So I hope this video find it out so useful. Please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.